is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder and Shai Gilgeous Alexander. He has said that he is not Russell Westbrook. He's not trying to be Russell Westbrook, and he's not trying to replace Russell Westbrook. He's trying to go out there and do his thing, and you can't really blame him because once you take over a team like OKC, a guy like Westbrook has been there for so long and has made such a polarizing effect, being a superstar in OKC, helping them reach the playoffs, becoming the MVP, going to the NBA Finals. Majority of their success is because of the run that Russell Westbrook had with KD and without him. And it seemed like he was going to retire with OKC because he'd been there so long, and it seemed like they really wanted him and they really wanted to build around him. And they really was confident that they could win with Russell, even though they didn't get the results that they wanted. It seemed like this season they was going to try to run it back with him and Paul George. But obviously, they ended up breaking his team up out of nowhere once the Clippers got Kawhi Leonard to commit and make the trade, which they got a good haul for, including Shai Gilgeous for Paul George. It do make you wonder, what is this team going to go? Because we know that Chris Paul is not a part of the long term for this Los Angeles Clippers team. I mean the Oklahoma City Thunder, and that's something that's apparent. We all felt like Chris Paul was going to get traded. We thought he was going to go to Miami. We thought that he'd be gone before the season started, but it looks like Chris Paul is going to stay in Oklahoma City for at least till the trade deadline. But he is still a guy that can contribute, and he still is competitive. He still can knock down shots. The problem just with Chris Paul is, can he stay healthy? But he's a guy that really owns this game. He's a guy that really understands the game. He loves the game. He plays the game. He has dominated the game. And he has been one of the best players of this generation and the best point guard of his generation. So you can really pick his brain, and you can really learn a lot of things about basketball being with Chris Paul, because he's been playing at a high level for so long. And he has been so successful at the game of basketball. And Shai Gilgeous was a guy that came in as a project. We knew he could play. We knew he had the size, but nobody really expected him to be a starter for the Clippers, especially with guys like Lou Williams and Patrick Beverley being on the team and others. We never thought that Shai Gilgeous would literally be starting and having a chance to really make an impact on a team in the Clippers. And we didn't even expect them to make the playoffs. And Shai Gilgeous actually played better, in my personal opinion, in the playoffs than he did in the regular season. And he went against the Golden State Warriors, the team that will eventually become the Western Conference Finals, the champions. And Shai Gilgeous was able to give you 45 from the field and 35 from three, while giving you 13 points and 3 assists. And it really was something that he needed, because he needed to show that he can be more of a well-rounded player, because Shai Gilgeous is not really great at anything besides using his length to get to the basket and see over defenders. He still has a lot of things to polish up, like his shooting and his ball handling ability and his playmaking ability. But I feel like he took a big step in him being on the team with Doc Rivers, a guy that was a starting point guard, a guy that made it to the playoffs, a guy that won championships, a guy that helped the Boston Celtics become one of the best defensive teams that we done seen. I think that was something that he needed, and having Doc Rivers have that type of impact on him and have that type of knowledge that he can share with him. And then coming back this year with a guy like Chris Paul, it seems like he having the right type of touch and the right type of people that really has been successful and really can translate and help him grow. And you got to look at it. Shai Gilgeous is only 21. I think that's important too, because he has so much upside, but he is very, very young. It's not like he's 23, 24-year-old trying to figure it out at Oklahoma City. This is a guy that's only scratching the surface. This is a guy that gave you 10 points on 47% from the field and 36% from three. He shot 80% from the free throw line, gave you 3 rebounds and 3 assists and 1 steal, and he only played 26 minutes. He didn't even get to the 30-minute mark for the Los Angeles Clippers because they did have that depth at those guard positions. And this is a guy that eventually is going to be a starter, that's going to be the primary ball handler and a primary playmaker. So eventually we'll see if he can really take that role because everybody see that he's oozing with potential and that he can really be something special. Nobody's denying that because it's obvious that he has everything that you really need to be a successful guy in basketball. It's just about developing the skills and developing the leadership and developing how to utilize his body and his God-given abilities and maximize out on his talent because I don't have a problem with Shai Gilgeous. When he came in and I did my mock draft and my breakdown of Shai Gilgeous, I seen what he can be even in college. And even though he wasn't the greatest player in college and he was kind of overlooked, Jerry West seen something special in him. And it was obvious in his rookie season. He actually had a better rookie season than I thought because I wasn't even expecting him to get 26 minutes a game, let alone start, like I said before. And he has done both, and he did help the Clippers get to the playoffs. But this is a guy that can be a versatile defender. This is a guy that can guard 1 through 3 and maybe even 4, depending on how he bulks up and how he take care of his body. He can be a guy that can guard multiple positions and literally be a terror defensively. And remember, Chris Paul is a guy that was an All NBA defender. This is a guy that led the NBA in steals for multiple years and even helped James Harden be one of the top steals guys in the entire NBA. And he can pass down his defense and his stealing ability and his playmaking ability. This is a guy in Chris Paul who had one of the highest assist to turnover ratios out there in a good way. This is a guy that very rarely turned over the ball and was one of the lockdown defenders at that point guard position and one of the best point guard defenders in NBA history. And he was only 5'11", 6 feet, and Shai Gilgeous is 6'6". And even if they do want to play him at that point guard position, this is a guy that can eventually be your primary defender that you can put on anybody on a perimeter and really be able to lock them down because he has the mobility, the lateral quickness, and the athleticism, but he also has the length to even be a terror. This is a guy that has one of the best upsides that I have seen in a while. When you look at a lot of players in the NBA, they just don't have what Shai Gilgeous has. But it's just about putting in the work, staying committed, and studying and loving the game and loving getting better and loving going out there and working on your game. And I think he has that too. But it is hard to learn how to be a skillful player. It's hard to learn how to shoot. It's hard to be consistent. Once you bounce from team to team, you got to learn a new system, learn new teammates, and you might not even get the starter minutes as much as you thought because you already do have Chris Paul, and we think that he's going to be the starter on this team. And if that's the case, then either Shai Gilgeous is going to have to play more off the ball or he's going to have to come off the bench, which is fine because it's going to be a learning process for him anyway. Nobody expected Shai Gilgeous to break out in his second year, especially because his OKC team does have talent and they do have a chance to compete for a playoff spot. And I really want to see how much influence that Doc Rivers and Chris Paul and playing the game for a second season can really influence how great of a player Shai Gilgeous can be. This is a guy I believe that can be a 14, 15, 16-point scorer this season. And I think that they're going to kind of need that out of him to be a playoff team. They're going to need somebody to step in and give maximal effort offensively and defensively. But Chris Paul is no longer the scorer that he was before. And even though they do have Danilo and they do got Steven Adams, they're not really known as takeover guys. They're guys that are very complimentary when you have the right players around them and they can really shine and step up in their roles because they're not superstars and they're not those type of players. They're guys that plays well off other players and really get their shots when they're getting created from somebody else. Even though Danilo can create his own shot to a certain extent, and he can be a 20-point scorer, he's not really known as a superstar or talent. Even though he did improve a lot and he can play on and off the ball a little bit, but when you look at the rest of this roster, where are you going to get the points from? Terrence Ferguson not known as a scorer. Steven Adams not known as a scorer. Outside of Chris Paul and Danilo, none of these players are really known as a scorer besides Dennis Schroeder. So they're going to need somebody to really give them that glue guy, that guy that can pick up the rebounds, get the assists, make the extra pass, get out in transition, knock down some threes, play off the ball. And when Chris Paul get double teamed or trapped, they can have somebody that can easily get those floaters and get those putbacks and get those dunks. And I think that that's something that Shai Gilgeous should embrace, because doing the little things makes you get more minutes. Doing the little things makes your teammates like you a lot more. They make them more excited to play with you. And I think that doing those little things can really help Shai Gilgeous get easy points and get more confidence, because those are the easy shots. And once you see one go down, or once you see that shot is available, it's just about consistently being able to knock down that shot. And he already shot pretty well from the field, because he was known as a non-scorer really coming out of college, and he was able to shoot 47% from the field. I thought that was very impressive, and I like the fact that he picked his shots. He wasn't forcing anything. He wasn't trying too hard, and he wasn't really trying to fit in. He was just going out there and picking his spots and knowing when just pass, knowing when to score, and knowing when he had a shot that he can make. And I think that's important if you want to be efficient, and if you really want to be a guy that's going to get those minutes on a team full of veterans like Schroeder and Chris Paul and Andre Robertson and Terrence Ferguson that have played in those big games and played those minutes already. If you're trying to eat up some of their minutes or trying to show that you can be better than them, those little things can help you do that. I love Shai Gilgeous. He's a guy that has enormous upside. He's a guy that can be very special. But like I said, it's just about filling out the ball handling, filling out the playmaking, being able to have a go-to shot, being able to knock down some spot up threes and some corner threes, knowing when to get out in transition, and just understanding the game. I feel like he has that right now. It's just about developing the other skills and becoming more of a complete player, become more of a skilled player, and being able to use your length, your size, and your athleticism to your advantage on a consistent basis of games, and just having consistency in general, because he hasn't been able to do that, because he hasn't been able to prove that he can be a consistent player that you can count on in those games that are huge. He did good in the playoffs, but he still has another level to go if he really wants to be considered one of the best players in the NBA. He has at least 2 to 3 more years. I think he can get there, but he will still only be 24, 25 years old, and that's still very young, and you won't even be in your prime. And if he can get there, then OKC got a steal. They got something special. Plus, they still got other picks to really put around him and this Oklahoma City team. And Shai Gilgeous is just his potential is scary. But I really want to see if he can reach the potential that we all feel like he can do coming out of the season that he had with the Clippers. And I just want to see what type of opportunities he's going to get playing with this OKC team, a team that seems like they don't really need him to be special right now. But I also want to see how much he develops from first year to second year, and what he can come back and learn from Chris Paul, studying footage, playing one whole season, and gaining that knowledge and that experience, and what he can learn from that, but also learning from Chris Paul, one of the greatest point guards ever, and how would that impact and change and enhance his game as he plays a whole season or half a season with him. How much can he really influence him and really make him be a significantly better player, even if it's just about understanding the game and picking his spots, but doing it at a higher level and getting some new moves than just being a significantly better defender. That's something that can really enhance his game right away, and not just about getting it done. Let me know what you guys think about Shai Gilgeous. Do you think he can be a star? Do you think he'll be a role player? Do you think that he can be a starter on the championship team, or do you think he's going to be a future superstar? Whatever you feel about Shai Gilgeous, let me know in the comment section below, because the guy looks good, the guy looks special, and the guy looks like he can really be something special. But we can say that about so many other guys, and they never was able to do it. Shai Gilgeous is one of those guys that has that same type of makeup, I just want to see if he can actually get it done. And can he really become an all-star, especially in a tough Western Conference? It's going to be hard to do it. Guys like Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox haven't even been able to do it. Let's see if Shai Gilgeous can be one that can do it. If not the next 2 to 3 years, probably even further in the future. That's the type of potential that he has. It's just about realizing it. And a lot of the times that can be tough. But I want to see if he can get there. Let me know what you guys think, though. Like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies, I break down players, I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching.